Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are looking at a fascinating piece of Georgian monetary history, the 50 Tetri coin of Georgia, from the first generation of Georgian Tetri coins. The coin shown in the photograph appears to be a Georgian 50 Tetri piece from the 1993 design, although the visible side and the drilled hole mean that the exact date should be confirmed from the opposite side before treating the identification as certain. The denomination and Georgian lettering are consistent with the historic 50 Tetri type. The hole visible near the top appears to have been added after manufacture and was not part of the original coin design. This small coin carries a remarkable story about Georgia's transition toward an independent national currency after the collapse of the Soviet Union. So, let's discover the history, design, meaning, and collecting importance of this interesting Georgian coin. The birth of modern Georgian currency. To understand the 50 Tetri coin, we first need to go back to the early 1990s. Georgia declared independence from the Soviet Union in 1991. The country was entering a completely new political and economic period. One of the major challenges facing the newly independent state was the creation of its own monetary system. Before the introduction of the modern Georgian currency, Georgia experienced a period in which temporary coupon currency was used. The National Bank of Georgia explains that coupon money entered circulation during the difficult economic transition of the early 1990s. At the same time, plans were being developed for a permanent national currency. In 1993, designs were prepared for a new series of Georgian coins with denominations from 1 through 50 Tetri. The designs deliberately incorporated Georgian cultural heritage, historical symbols, inscriptions, and the ancient Borjgali symbol. +1. This is where the 50 Tetri coin becomes especially interesting. What does Tetri mean? The word Tetri has deep historical roots in Georgia. Tetri became the name for the subdivision of the Georgian currency. When the modern lari was introduced, one lari was divided into 100 Tetri. The National Bank of Georgia notes that the word lari is an old Georgian word associated with wealth or treasure, while Tetri was a monetary term used in medieval Georgia. Therefore, the 50 Tetri coin represented half of one Georgian lari. The use of an old Georgian monetary term was more than a practical decision. It helped connect the modern currency with Georgia's long history and cultural identity. The 1993 50 Tetri design. The original 50 Tetri coin issued in 1993 was quite different from the later 50 Tetri coins that many collectors recognize. According to the National Bank of Georgia, the 1993 50 Tetri had a copper composition, weighed approximately 2.5 grams, measured 19 mm in diameter, and was about 1.40 mm thick. +1. One side featured a griffin relief from the eastern facade of the 11th century Santovisi Cathedral. This is a particularly beautiful connection between Georgian coinage and architecture. Instead of using an ordinary modern symbol, the designers selected an image connected with Georgian historical art and religious architecture. The denomination 50 appears together with the Georgian word for Tetri. The border is decorated with a plant-style ornament, giving the coin an elegant appearance. The other side featured the Borjgali, one of the most recognizable traditional Georgian symbols, together with the date 1993 and inscriptions identifying Georgia. The meaning of the Borjgali. The Borjgali is an ancient Georgian symbol associated with the sun, eternity, movement, and the tree of life. Its appearance on Georgia's first modern national coin designs was highly meaningful. Georgia was rebuilding its independent national identity after decades within the Soviet Union. Putting an ancient Georgian symbol on the country's new money was a powerful way of connecting the present with the distant past. The designers of the early Georgian coin series deliberately used cultural and historical imagery. According to the National Bank of Georgia, the coin designs incorporated Georgian cultural heritage, the Borjgali, inscriptions, and other elements representing the identity of Georgian money. So, this was not simply a 50-unit piece of metal. It was also a small national statement. The introduction of the lari. The next major step came in 1995. Georgia officially introduced the modern lari as its national currency. On September 25, 1995, lari banknotes and Tetri coins entered circulation, and from October 2, the lari became the country's sole legal tender. The 50 Tetri denomination therefore became an important part of the new monetary system. A 50 Tetri coin was equal to half a lari. For everyday transactions, denominations like 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, and 50 Tetri provided smaller units needed for ordinary purchases. The early coins were therefore essential to the functioning of the new currency. An important detail about the coin in the photograph. There is one detail that collectors should notice immediately on the example shown here. The coin has a large circular hole near the edge. This hole is not part of the standard mint design of the 1993 Georgian 50 Tetri. Official specifications describe the original coin as a normal round coin, without a pierced hole. +1. This means the photographed example was most likely modified after it left the mint. People have historically drilled holes into coins for many reasons. A coin might be turned into jewelry, attached to clothing, used as a pendant, kept as a good luck object, or simply carried as a personal souvenir. For collectors, however, a drilled hole significantly changes the coin's numismatic condition. A collector looking for an original, unaltered example would normally prefer a coin without such modification. But that does not make the pierced coin uninteresting. In fact, the modification can become part of the object's individual story.